Native Americans celebrate their history and culture with events across the country marking Indigenous Peoples Day Anchorage, Alaska. Events across the country marked Indigenous Peoples Day celebrations, including Sunrise Rally Minneapolis, a Statehouse Rally Maine, Celebratory March Seattle, traditional dance, music and food Alaska, Arizona, Monday's ceremonies, speeches and performances in traditional dress came 2 years after President Joe Biden officially commemorated the day in honor of America's first inhabitants and the tribal nations that continue to thrive today. At a gathering in Phoenix where dancers performed in traditional Aztec attire, Sifa Matafahi said it was an opportunity to respect indigenous cultures, reflect our past and history, and at the same time acknowledge our cultural existence. There was a celebratory parade in Seattle and a sunrise ceremony on Alcatraz Island in San Francisco. In Minnesota, about 150 people, including the governor and lieutenant governor, attended a sunrise prayer and ceremony at Bde Maka Ska, a lake surrounded by parkland on the south side of Minneapolis. Today, we remember our forefathers and ancestors who laid the foundation for our survival, said organizer Thorne LaPointe, who is Sicangu Lakota, and we will always recognize our elders have been here and our elders who have gone before us in their time really opened doors nationally and internationally. Holidays honoring Native people are observed in 17 states and Washington, D.C. According to the Pew Research Center, many celebrate it on the second Monday in October, evolving from a long day celebrating explorer Christopher Columbus to a day focused on people whose lives and cultures were forever changed by colonialism. Dozens of cities and school systems now also celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. I guess it seems like a long time because our Indigenous people, we always have to fight for recognition, as have since the first ships arrived, Matafahi said in an interview at the meeting in Phoenix. In Augusta, Maine, several hundred people marked Indigenous Peoples Day by rallying outside state capitol in support of a November 7 statewide vote that would restore language about the state's obligations to Native American tribes to printed versions of Constitution. Maulian Bryant, Penobscot Nation ambassador and president of the Wabanaki Alliance, said once people understand its importance to Native Americans, they will support it, as will towns and then the state enacting Indigenous Peoples Day. Bryant recalled successful grassroots conversations about the legacy of Columbus, whose arrival brought violence, disease and suffering to Native Americans. We want to honor the true servants of this land, he said. In South Dakota, dozens of people marched to a park memorial honoring Native American children who in the late 1800s, before Rapid City Indian School was closed in 1933, others gathered in Anchorage, Alaska, said a celebration like the